Andy, what do you want to do?
Go home.
Do you want to go home?
Yeah.
Hello folks and welcome to today's vlog. Oh, he started and then just whispered it. It is our final day in Blackpool, our final day in the Premier Inn. The final video that's sponsored by Premier Inn, because of course we have to tell you that at the start of the video or else we get our wrists slapped. But yeah, we are in Blackpool. We are going home today. But obviously we don't just want to leave the hotel and drive straight home, because it's a 4.5–5 hour drive with the stops involved in there. And it seems silly to spend all of Wednesday driving for one day and then spend all of Friday driving home. So we are determined to go out and find something fun to do.
There is rain in a couple of hours.
Yeah, there is weather issues. So plan A, and we'll judge this based on what the weather's like when we get outside. Plan A is we're going to head down to the Pleasure Beach. I hope there's somewhere we can park down there. What we might end up doing is maybe getting the tram down there. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do. We'll figure something out. If the weather looks good, we'll head down there and spend as much time as we can in there until the weather turns. And then as soon as it starts raining, I guess at that point we pile into the car and head home. If weather is rubbish when we get outside, we do have a plan B, which involves us stopping an hour into our journey at the Trafford Centre in Manchester, just because we haven't been there this year and we like the Trafford Centre and Andy would like the Namco arcade that's there. But fingers crossed we can head over to the Pleasure Beach. We're just finishing packing up our hotel room. I don't think we've done too bad a job of it, actually, considering how messy we normally are in places like this. Our bed looks like it's not been slept in for 2 days. That's not because we're really neat and tidy and we've made our bed. That's because it's been so hot that we've just slept on the covers with fans on us. Luckily there were 2 fans in the room that's kept us nice and cool. So thankfully the demons didn't get us in the night for not having the protection of the blankets over us. Yeah, I did tuck the blanket over me one side because I realised I was sleeping and the monsters could get at me, so I put the blanket over me to keep the monsters away. But enough talk of monsters. Let's get checked out of this place and go and have some fun. It's definitely hoodie weather. That looks really ominous. As you can see from that tree, it's pretty windy. I'm not sure what the right thing to do is here. But what we do have to do is say goodbye to Premier Inn. Let's get the sign in one more time. Just because it's artistic, nothing because of contractual obligations. Bye bye Premier Inn. We hope to see you again very soon. Right, we decided we were going to risk it and we were going to come to Pleasure Beach, so Andy is fully wrapped up in his new coat, typical British seaside weather, and now we need to work out how to get from the car park all the way round to the bit where we pay to get in. We're not getting wristbands. We had a little bit of a discussion on social media with a couple of you about it, because a wristband for the day is like £35–40 a person. Realistically, we're going to be here for maybe 2 hours. Andy will perhaps go on 2 or 3 rides. Me and Anna won't go on any rides. So you can get in on a no ride pass for £6 each. So we're going to get 3 of those, and then if there's any rides that take Andy's fancy, we can pay for them individually as we go around. He's not going to go on the massive roller coasters because he doesn't like that kind of thing. So they're the ones that would typically cost about £8. So I'm thinking 2 or 3 rides of the kind that he usually likes to do. You may be going to be looking at £3 to £5 per ride, which might sound a lot, but it's a lot cheaper than buying him a £40 wristband, especially because there's not a chance in hell that you get that boy to wear a wristband. He'll just pull it off. Well, this is a long way from ideal. Maybe should have pre-booked. Entry passes. Andy's asking to go home already. I'm not sure how long we're going to be in here for. Kind of glad we've only paid £18 for the 3 of us to get in. Not that we're even in yet. You don't want a yard of slush this year then?
No.
But you enjoyed it so much last time you had a refill.
It was really good.
And now we have the only reason I wanted to come here, the Wallace and Gromit shop. Because Wallace, I don't even want to go on the ride, I just want to go in the shop. Because Wallace and Gromit is awesome. Well, I've got what I came for, my cheesy rock, and I've just seen that over here actual Wallace and Gromit are out and about. Andy's got no interest at all in this. I actually think we might be going home in a few minutes. We've been in here about 10 minutes. He is not at all interested, but I wanted my cheesy rock, and I wanted to see Wallace and Gromit. I didn't even know they were here, but now I can see they are here. I'm absolutely delighted. Sean the Sheep's with them. What a marvellous situation. What a time to be alive. Andy, it's Wallace and Gromit over there. Doesn't care. Well, we found a way to pique his interest. We're back in an arcade, back on the 2p machines again. Anna's just said we've actually still got loads of 2p's in the car left over from yesterday, so we didn't manage to get to use them all up before we went to the meet-up. But he's in his element now. Hopefully this will get him into the spirit of being out and about. If it does, we might get a few rides in. If he comes out of this and he's just not interested again, then we probably will just have a slow drive home, maybe still call into Manchester on the way just to show him that arcade and make it the day of arcades, because he does like an arcade. I think we've kind of brought this on ourselves as well, because we obviously told him we were going away for 2 nights then coming home, and we didn't really have a plan for today because we were reliant on the weather. So it wasn't until this morning that we sprung on him that we were coming here rather than coming straight home. We never told him we were going straight home, but we also didn't tell him what we were doing before home, so I can see why he would have assumed we were going straight home and is now just a little bit thrown out of sorts by the fact that we're not. So I'm not going to read too much into it at the moment and panic that the most of a holiday he can manage is 2 nights as we start to plan next year. But it is something to bear in mind that if he doesn't know what he's doing each day, we have problems, and we should have known that because that's exactly how it is at home. I think I just got caught up in the excitement of everything, like I am wont to do. As nice of an idea it is to have a learning garden in the middle of the theme park, which is really cool, similar to the sensory garden they've got at Alton Towers, which Andy really enjoys. It isn't quite as effective as the sensory garden as a place to just chill out and recompose yourself, because it's literally sort of right underneath a roller coaster, and every now and again you get that crunch crunch screaming going over the top of you. So it's not perfect, but it's still pretty cool. There's an example. Do you think this rock's actually going to be cheese flavour?
I don't know. Have fun trying.
Go on, unwrap it for me because I can't do it one-handed.
Oh dear.
So it's called Cheesy Rock. It is yellow. I can't believe it's actually going to be cheese flavour, but we'll officially give it a taste test. It's Wallace and Gromit branded, so it must be good, regardless of what flavour it is. That face wasn't promising. Well, that might actually be cheese flavour.
Oh my god.
No, it's just rock. Just normal rock. No cheese flavour. Andy, what do you want to do?
Go on.
You want to go home?
Yeah.
We're going to have a slow wander back in the vague direction of the entrance. We're going to try and swing by the Nickelodeon Land art on the way as well, just to see if there's anything there that piques his interest, but assuming there's not, we're just going to head back to the car. Just write this off as a bad idea because it's so loud and so busy, and he just wasn't really prepared for it. That little train is awesome.
I'm not quite as interested in.
I don't think he's going to be able to go on that ride. But yeah, we'll just make sure we plan stuff in even more detail in future. Do you want to go on this, Andy? I think he's interested in the train, so we're going to go and try and find the way onto the train. You want to sit right at the front? I feel like this is going to be catharsis for not being able to go on the train at Legoland earlier in the year.
Legoland.
Yeah, he's finally going to get his train. Is this good?
Yeah.
Yeah, see? That's the first smile I've seen from him all day. And yes, we have made Anna sit behind us because both me and Andy wanted to sit right at the front
Like me to walk
and
behind
pretend
them.
we were driving. We both wanted to drive. Do you care about driving the train? No, we wanted to drive the train. And we would have argued if you'd have insisted on sitting at the front. So this is for the best. The man did just warn us it's going to be very noisy just here. Because we are right at the front. Is this good?
Yeah.
Yeah! This is really very close to my head. The rest of the train ride is awesome though. And there's people up there who are giving me some strange looks who've just made their way into the vlog.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was fast, wasn't it?
Oh! What are you so fast?
They are going fast! So I think this is the new roller coaster they've got here, Icon. I'm not a roller coaster expert, it says it on the wall just there, but it does seem to go pretty quick. We are kind of in between all the roller coasters here. It's a very cool view of the park that you wouldn't normally get. I tell you what, this is the best way to see Blackpool Pleasure Beach. This is awesome. I want to do this again.
Ask Andy. Should we do it again? No.
That must be a hotel, yeah, I guess. I think we've got a hotel just here. Yeah. This is so cool. And this was included on the price of entry as well, on our £6 non-rider ticket. We haven't had to buy ride passes for this. This is the best thing in here for people like me who don't like roller coasters. This is so cool.
Was that good?
Was it good?
Yeah.
Good.
Happy now?
Was that fun?
Yeah.
Good. I thought it was a lot of fun. Did you think it was fun?
Yeah.
It's going to stop, don't worry. Well, that was worth the admission price alone. That was so cool. That's when you know that he's had enough. When not even the Nickelodeon shoppers enough. They had Dora the Explorer on there, and he likes Dora the Explorer. Not interested. He was promised going home after that, after the train. So now the train is dead and we have to go home. Yeah, as much as I want to go on the Rugrats ride, or just have my lunch at the Krusty Krab. This is awesome. He just keeps showing interest in things like that, but when we ask him if he wants to go on it, no, just go home. I think he's having a battle with himself where, because he wasn't expecting to come, he does want to go on some of this stuff, but at the same time also wants to do what he was expecting to do, which was go home, and it's kind of a big internal battle going on that ultimately I don't think we're going to help him get out the other side of today. And on that note, I can now feel drops of rain, which is our cue to leg it back towards the car, because I think that rain now would tip him over the edge. Before we hit the road, we're just hanging out by the tram line one more time. We've got one of the heritage trams going across there now. He's not even interested enough to get his camera out, but he is watching it. He can also see the tower in the distance, which he now refers to as the tower, because that's what I called it when we first drove in on Wednesday. It's very windy, so you might be able to hear us, but what are your names?
Hi guys, Amelia. Sophie. Chloe.
Hello, you are on the mic.
Thanks.
Goodness me, it's windy. I thought I recorded this clip yesterday, but when I was editing it together I don't remember seeing it, so it must have got lost somehow. But I know people will say, Kev, you were at the seaside for 3 days and you didn't go to the beach. What's that all about? Well, that is all the beach that there is. There's, whenever it would be beach time, and obviously in this weather it's not beach time anyway, but the tides just haven't been with us while we've been here. Although when we were on the tower yesterday, there was a huge beach up there that you could see. But we were on the tower at that point. And that's the other reason. Even if we wanted to, we wouldn't be allowed on because it's so windy. Even with all the product I have in my hair, I can see my hair is still moving a little bit. And that never happens. There you go, we've made it till 2 o'clock, which I think is pretty good. Where are we going now, Andy?
Home.
Where?
Home.
Home?
Yeah!
We are going to stop for some food on the way though, because we've not eaten since breakfast. He's not so keen on that. Look, it's exciting for me that I'm at a new brand of service station that I've never stayed at before. E.g. egg, who knows, but you don't get these down south. The important thing is they've got a Starbucks and a Greggs and possibly a Burger King, and we've not eaten since breakfast and I'm starving. Well, there's no WH Smith in here, which is very sad, but there was a Starbucks and a Burger King, which is the important thing. I'm now fed, I'm close to being watered. The weather has just taken a really grotty turn. It's just rainy and grey. If I wasn't a YouTuber, I'd have taken my sunglasses off by now. But somebody, because we're on the way home, has cheered up massively. He's just giggled and sang through our dinner because he's loving it. You alright now, Andy? Where are we going?
Home.
We're going home. We do have a 3+ hour drive yet, so that's probably not going to be the last time we stop, but I do feel a lot better for having had a few mouthfuls of caramel macchiato, which is only coffee I'm only allowed to drink when I'm officially not dieting, i.e. on holiday. Tomorrow, not allowed these again, and that will be sad. Next stop, Blythe Services, I think this is. That's what it said on the way in. I'm really tired. Those last 10 or 15 miles were a struggle. Time for more coffee, stretch our legs. We said on the video 2 days ago how it was the longest journey Andy had ever been on. This is actually the longest drive I've ever done, I think. Actually, that might not be true. I have driven to Belgium. But there's a big gap in the middle when you do that. I ache. I'm really tired. Anna's achy. Coffee. And then once we're back in the car, it's probably an hour, hour and a half until we're home then. So we're getting there. What have you got there in your hands? Show the camera. Andy, what have you got?
A bed.
Interesting. I like how I'm so tired that I have to get another 3/4 of a pint cup of coffee, and these two get animal pillows so they can nap comfortably for the rest of the journey. I need to get Anna through driving lessons. That needs to be my next priority. And we're home. Dave is incredibly pleased to see us. He ran out on the driveway, jumped in the car to make sure we couldn't leave again without him. Very, very happy dog. Andy has come straight in and is watching through Andy's eyes from earlier in the week when we were still in Blackpool. And I am shattered. It's only 7:30 in the evening. I don't even remember what time we left Blackpool. 2-ish. So it's been a long journey home. I need to you know what, I need to take off my trousers and not move until the morning. I normally edit the vlogs in the evening. Tomorrow's might be a morning job. We are going to leave it there though. Once again, thank you for everyone who's shown support to the videos on this little mini series from Blackpool. I can't speak for the video that came out today, but yesterday's video got an extraordinary number of views and likes in the first 24 hours that it was out. It was just nuts. So hopefully you've enjoyed our trip to Blackpool as much as we have. We've had a fantastic time. Thank you again to Premier Inn for sponsoring the videos. We can stop saying Premier Inn every video now, but it's, as we've said all along, without them we wouldn't have been able to go on the trip. So massive thanks to them, massive thanks to everyone who's put up with us talking about them during the 3 days as well. And if you've enjoyed the videos, it's because they made them happen. But we are going to leave things here. If you have enjoyed today's video, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for us. Subscribe to the channel for more daily vlogs. Our summer travels aren't quite over yet either, so we've got something more coming up in a couple of days. And thank you very much for watching.
Yeah.
I don't usually do post-credit sequences. I don't want to make a habit of it like Marvel films. Andy, what did you just say?
More Blackpool again.
We've been home 40 minutes. After moaning all day and not wanting to do anything, true to form, he just wants to go back.
I don't know what's wrong with him. He wanted the internet.
Yeah.
He didn't want us to put a code in.
Yeah, Anna's saying it's because he couldn't watch internet in the hotel.
Yeah, no.
He wanted to watch his through Andy's eyes and stuff, which he's now watched. He's happy. Ready to go back? We're not going to be going back anytime soon. I can't do that drive too often. Is there an airport? Can we fly there next time? It's too far. It would have been quicker. Here's some context. It would have been quicker to fly to Tenerife than it was to drive to Blackpool. But yeah, Andy's ready to go back.
It was like 5 hours.
See you tomorrow, folks.